how you wait for the blessing that he had for us. And I was like, oh, wow. And he was like, you guys complain and murmur, and, you don't understand it through your frustration, all the things that the people were saying to me. God started talking to me about it. He started like putting it together so I could understand it, so I could make a video about it. And he was saying that, like the people, aren't kind, but, I still choose to bless them. They don't deserve it. And he was saying that, some of them are very patient. And that's what he was saying about Kelly. He was like, Kelly. And he was like, she showed a great example of how it is to wait for what you paid for what's yours. She was an owner. And her husband was waiting their turn. And the other people was coming back and forth like, yo, it's not ready yet. What's going on? And she came up twice. And I said, Kelly? And she said, yes. I said, stay right there to the side. And she was like, okay. And she stayed right there to the side. Her husband never said one thing the whole time. He was waiting with the bags and the children. And she came up twice. She was never complaining. She never acted like she didn't understand what was going on. She was very patient, and she was very humble, and she was very, how you say it? She was very humble, and she was very patient. And that's why God started showing me and telling me about her. It's how we're waiting for our gifts and how we're waiting for our blessings. He was like, Kelly is an example of how you guys supposed to be waiting for it. And when she came up twice, I couldn't let her go back in line and stay in line again. So I told her to stay off to the side. And I'm gonna periodically check for her. As I was checking into other people, I was still checking for her. And when her room got ready, I said, Kelly, your room is ready. I left the desk to go get her. And I came back. I said, Kelly, your room's ready. Come on. So I checked her and her husband and the kids in. And she was like, thank you so much. And I was like, oh, no, you're welcome. And I said, Kelly. And she was like, yes. I said, God started talking to me concerning you. And she was just listening to me. And I was like, you know what? I said, he used you as an example of how we're supposed to wait for our gifts and our blessings. You were very humble and you was very meek.